Calling 2023 CR 7684, State of Texas versus Shelby Bandy. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Kelly Piddle.
And are you Miss Bandy?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Miss Bandy, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of burglary of a habitation force? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just asking for the part.
All right, so why are you breaking into someone's home?
It was a misunderstanding, really. I lived there and I was watching the house at the time, and the owner was in rehab, and I had locked myself out of the house. And so I went through a window. I didn't break anything, and I told the owner about it, and it's just
Why was the owner's clothes spread out all over the place?
his clothes?
Yes.
I don't know.
Why were cabinets open throughout the house?
I don't know. I didn't do any of that.
So either you're a bad watcher of homes or either you did that. He's saying that he never gave you permission to be in his home.
He
And
did.
that you're
I
homeless.
lived there. I had mail going there, and I lived with him at the residence. And when I decided to move out, and he had got mad, I guess. I don't know, but it's a mess. Like, so I lived at that address.
Defense?
We have discussed the defense judge. She understands that by taking this case, she's giving up her right to a trial and her very, what we believe is a valid defense. But she understands that she's giving up her rights and has pled no contest and wishes the court to proceed with the case.
All right. So you do not wish to go to trial?
No, ma'am.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Do you have any children?
I have a son,
Age?
2.
And where is your son?
He's with family.
And where was he doing all of this?
Where was he at?
Yeah.
With my family.
All right. Is there a child protective services case?
No, ma'am.
Why do you not have your 2-year-old?
It's just I didn't have a stable place to live. So
How far did you go in school?
some college.
When's the last time you had employment?
About right before I got locked up, which I've been incarcerated for 4 months.
And what were you doing? for
I
employment?
was doing traffic control.
I'm sorry, what?
Traffic control.
What do you mean traffic control?
Like how you know how they shut down the highways with cones and yeah.
So you're the person who places the cones down? Drug use?
No, ma'am.
Here's the thing, I'm putting you on probation. I'm going to write it down that you told me you have no drug use. If you end up testing positive, we're going to have issues.
Okay.
So any drug use?
No, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. 4 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, counsel, she can always come back. $1,500 fine, that would be probated. Taking consideration, County Court 9, cause number 684012. And that's 684012. Is that the same complainant?
No, it's Walmart, Judge.
All right. So why are you stealing from Walmart allegedly? Was there a confusion there?
No, I didn't have the money to get to pay for it. So
But you have employment. So why wouldn't you have money to pay for
I
it?
didn't that day.
Didn't have employment that day?
No money. I didn't have money that day.
So taking consideration 684012, cats 1 and 2. Regular random UAs, They're going to do random UAs. If you're using, they're going to catch you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to want parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, then I will deem her community service hours satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with any minors. There's to be no contact with Angel Gonzalez. You're going to get employment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits one time per month until further notice. And we'll do a TAP evaluation that can be done out of custody and follow all TAP recommendations.
Can the court make a notation regarding the payment of supervisory fees? If she were to apply for early termination, she doesn't have to have all the supervisory fees paid for the full 4 years.
No, well, what I can tell you is whether there's supervisory fees still pending in this court, whether there are court fees still pending in this court, when somebody asks for early termination, they send it to me.
Okay.
And I review it on a case-by-case basis.
Thank you.
All right. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Going to show you, we can go off the record. From here on out, everything that you do in your life, any decision you make, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If it's maybe or a gray area, don't do it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In this courtroom, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you feel that probation is not addressing something, then you can always come back to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Calling 2022 CR 0122, State of Texas versus Laura Gagos. If I can have parties announced for the record for the state.
Jason, can I have Your Honor?
Edward
Defense.
Bartolome on behalf of Mr. Gallegos, Miss Gallegos, I'm sorry.
And are you Laura Gallegos?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
We discussed it, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Gallegos, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding? It appears that you're proceeding on the indictment as presented. Is that correct?
Well, we're waiving the repeater status, Your Honor.
Yes. Okay. Any objections?
No objection, Judge.
Ms. Gallegos, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt if you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
On behalf of my client, Your Honor, first of all, she's been in custody. I've cautioned her long and hard about the nature of the plea, Your Honor, the risk that's tended to it. At this point in time, Your Honor, she's fully aware of the courts and the conditions that the court could apply. I'd ask that she be given intensive outpatient treatment, Your Honor, and that she be placed on deferred adjudication. At this point in time, the issue of employment, of course, would be a concern regarding the fine. And however, Judge, I would also ask any alternative that the fine is assessed, that she be allowed to either buy out community service or the probate half of it. Judge.
All right. How old are you?
45.
Do you have any children?
Yes, 5.
5 children? What are their ages?
27, 24, 21, 20, and 22. They're
Adults. Your Honor.
adults.
All right. When's the last time you had employment?
I'm gonna say 6 years ago.
6 years ago? So what have you been doing to support yourself?
Sorry.
How are you supporting yourself?
I was living out in the country with my boyfriend.
What, are you all
Moving
living
hay.
on the land? How are you living?
Moving hay, cows, cattle,
Farming, Judge, I guess.
All right, is this boyfriend Stephen LaFest? All right, that relationship is over. Because obviously he has drug issues too. You can't have two people together who are not in sobriety using drugs. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is your drug of choice?
Meth.
How often have you been using meth?
2012.
No, I mean, you've been using it more than, I said, how often?
Every day.
Every day? Do you have any other criminal history other than what's in the indictment?
Do I have criminal history? Yes.
Other than what's in the indictment, what is your criminal history?
The federal case, Your Honor,
Yeah.
means anything other than your federal case. Do you have any other cases? No.
Any violent history?
No.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. TAP evaluation. That's going to be in custody. I will refer her to felony drug court, but I don't know if felony drug court is going to accept her based upon the federal conviction.
That was 205, Your Honor.
Okay. No, I understand, but they may not accept you because of that, because it's distribution. So we'll do a referral to felony drug court. If felony drug court doesn't accept her, to follow all TAP evaluations. So if TAP says inpatient treatment, you're going to inpatient treatment. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you reformed the 3 to a 4, Judge, is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
If you complete everything early, then I'll consider early release. There's to be 150 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until she's in a treatment program. It's going to be random, regular UAs, regular reporting, and 90 meetings and 90 days. And that's sober meetings.
Define sober meetings for her, Your Honor, so she understands.
There are your AA meetings. They call them sober support meetings now. There's going to be no contact with, want to make sure I have his name spelled correctly. Stephen, Steven, middle name Clay, last name Leifeste. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And restitution, if any, to Castle Hills Police for drug testing.
And Your Honor, would that include grandchildren for children have children
Yes,
for a period of time, Your Honor?
until further notice.
Then we come back and review.
Yes. All right, probation, is there anything else she needs?
The drug court referral in custody as well?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Judge. That'll be.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I'm assuming, Your Honor, that the TAP will be inpatient as well.
Yes, if TAP said
No, what I mean is the evaluation would be,
in custody.
well, so we'll get them both done at the same
Yes.
time. Okay.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor, may I talk to my client? before-
Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. You're gonna have to do better. You understand?
Well, she will.
We say that, but we shall see. 2019 CR 8625W, State of Texas versus Latoya Michelle Dowden. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Julius Hicks, representing the defendant.
Are you Miss Dowden?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
All right. Are you the same Latoya Michelle Dowden who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 8625W of the offense of harassment of a public servant on August 7, 2019 for a term of 3 years and extended for a term of 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, me.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 13th day of May, 2023 in Barrett County, Texas. The defendant, Latoya.
Just 1 second. I don't have a violation of condition number 1. Oh, no. You know what? I only had this one, but I've seen this one. So did you review that document, the motion to revoke community supervision, the one that contains violations of
Yeah.
condition number 1?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right. All right, state.
Violated condition number 1 on or about the 13th day of May, 2023 in Barrett County, Texas. The defendant, Latoya Michelle Dowden, committed the offense of fraud, use, possession of identifying information, violation, condition number 1.
True.
True. Okay. State.
Waive the remaining violated condition, Your Honor.
Any objections to the waiver?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Dowden, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of
Yes.
condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor,
Okay.
and that is to revoke the individual offer of community supervision and to, I believe, to reform this sentence of the underlying to 2 years, Texas Department of Corrections. And the state will take into consideration cause number CM 111995, which is the fraud that she pled true to.
All right, that's 111995.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, is that the agreement?
Your Honor, with regard to this case, the defendant has been,
Well, counsel, are you asking me to follow the agreement?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Dowden, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, please.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, I am.
All right, so Ms. Downing, the court tried to work with you because I understand there were some mental health issues.
Yeah.
But in order for us to help you, you have to meet us at least halfway. You understand?
Yes.
And you did not. So I'm going to grant the motion. And I'll sentence you to 2 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Was there any inpatient treatment ever done? I know that she did not report to the facility that we were trying to arrange for her.
Your Honor, we could double check. I do want to make note that she does have well over 900 days.
Okay.
Back.
Well, if my math is good, that should be a judgment satisfied. But if my math is not up to standards, then maybe not. So I'll show it as a judgment satisfied. They're still probably going to take you to the facility. You understand?
Where?
To the prison.
Okay.
But they will do a process there where they process you in and then you should be released. Sometimes though, people are released from the Bexar County Jail. It just really depends.
Oh, right.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Downing,
Yeah.
I understand mental health issues,
Yeah.
but you're going to have to do better because when you're released from prison, if you don't do better, what's going to end up happening is you're going to pick up more cases. And if you pick up more cases, ultimately you could be designated as habitual. That means your minimum sentence will be 25 years. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you are released, you need to go to Center for Healthcare Services.
Well,
All right,
Mhm.
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And if there is something you do not understand when you're released from prison, you can always come back here
Okay.
to the 187th, and I will remind you, go to the Center for Healthcare Services, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just
Thank you,
so
Judge.
you know, she did complete 90 days in ISL.
All right, could I see her file again?
Thank you.
All right, and we'll give her credit for any inpatient treatment or for ISF.
Thank you.
You're welcome.